Hi everyone, I'm the Limitless Librarian and welcome to my review of The Running Man by Stephen King. The Running Man is the fourth in the collection The Bachman Books, a series of 4 novellas that Stephen King wrote under the pseudonym of Richard Bachman. The Running Man is a dystopian thriller story about a man who ends up in this game show where he is hunted down and has to survive for a number of days in order to win money. So, is it any good? Let's find out. So, as I said, The Running Man is a dystopian story, and funnily enough, it is actually set in 2023 or 2024, around about now, even though it was written in the 70s or 80s. So that's kind of funny. This is the time I'm reading it. It's set in a dystopian future America where the majority of people are living in absolute poverty, and the main attraction, a bit like the Hunger Games, is reality TV and the shows that are aired 24/7 essentially on what is called Freevee, and more specifically a bunch of these TV shows where people can compete to get money. However, these aren't your regular sort of quiz shows or anything. These are actual grueling physical challenges. Like one is where you have to run on a treadmill and answer quiz questions in order to earn money, and if you get one wrong, you lose the money that you've earned. The absolute pinnacle of these TV shows, the one that is the highest paying out if you win, but which nobody has won, is the titular Running Man, in which the contestant is basically let loose and basically has to survive on the run for 30 days while he's being hunted down by a bunch of professional assassins to the death. Every hour you stay alive wins you $100, or sends that money to whoever you elect to send it to. Our protagonist is Ben Richards, who is really down on his luck. He lost his job. He lives with his wife and his baby daughter, who is currently very sick, and they cannot afford a doctor, so Ben goes down to the TV building to sign up for one of these TV shows. You don't get to pick which show you're in, but instead you are put through a series of different tests, physical exam, mental exam, etc., to see which show you would be best suited for. And Ben Richards, he's got a bit of a mouth on him. He's a bit of a rebel. He is not happy about playing along, and so he is selected for the Running Man, essentially because he is a troublemaker, and this is an efficient way to get rid of someone like that. The dystopian future of the Running Man is very much a Big Brother state sort of thing. On the live broadcasts, his words are twisted and warped in order to make the audience want him dead. Additionally, while he is on the run, Ben is every 12 hours required to send these 2 tapes filming himself to the studio or lose out on the money he's earned. And though they say they can't track him through the tapes, we're led to believe that's not necessarily true. So yeah, the story basically covers Ben's ending up on the Running Man and then how he fares on the run. The people that he meets, the confrontations that he gets into, and how he feels about the whole situation, especially when he comes to discover that the general public is being fed a twisted version of the events in order to make them hate him. There is in fact a monetary reward for anybody who successfully reports his presence, and if that ends in him getting killed, so there is absolutely motivation for the general public to assist the hunters in trying to track him down. So what are my thoughts? I think this is a decent book for the most part. I do find it gets a bit slow in parts. Like it takes a very long time to get to the actual start of the Running Man, actually like the start of the actual challenge. And then the end is a bit dragged out as well. But all the same, I think it is a good, powerful book that doesn't pull any punches, and it is also very disturbing with the dystopian situation that they find themselves in. It even predicted a few things like deep fakes, for example. Though there's no internet that I know of in the book, the freebie people do essentially construct a deep fake of Ben at one point to broadcast to the public, along with cutting and manipulating the tapes that Ben filmed of himself and sent to the studio. So it is certainly a little bit disturbing in how effectively that managed to predict ways in which media and information is manipulated today in the media and on the internet. Made a little eerier by, as I said before, the particular year in which the book actually is set, being essentially now. I should also comment on the similarities between The Running Man and The Long Walk, which is another of the Bachman books, which also takes place in what is supposed to be a dystopian America and also focuses on a game, a challenge to the death, of which the winner receives a monetary prize. It's kind of interesting that Stephen King essentially did this twice. However, The Long Walk is more focused on the psychology of the protagonist Ray Garrity and the bonds and relationships he forms with the other walkers, even though they are all but one of them destined to die. And the actual dystopia itself takes a bit of a back seat. It's mainly there just to establish why the Long Walk exists and have that make sense. Whereas the dystopia is more of a main focus in The Running Man, and while Ben does meet people, they're not exactly lasting present relationships that stay for the whole book, and he can't exactly trust anybody that he meets 100% to not turn him in, given that there is such a massive incentive to do so. So while I enjoyed The Long Walk more from a character standpoint, with the protagonist and other characters certainly being more likeable and getting to know them better, I think The Running Man certainly does better at showing the dystopia and the disturbing reality of the setting and its implications. The existence of the Running Man TV show is just one consequence of the dystopian establishment of the Running Man's world as an effective, entertaining way to send a message to the masses about what happens to dissenters and how helpless they would be. So thus concludes my review of The Running Man by Stephen King. Leave a comment down below. How well do you think you would fare in the Running Man challenge, and would you rather participate in the Running Man or the Long Walk? Let me know. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more book reviews. I've also discussed all three of the other Bachman books, so I will pop links to those videos in the description. And with that, as always, do lots of maths, read lots of books, and I'm sure you'll have an awesome day.